What are some really bad common life choices? Staying in a bad situation because you are afraid of changing it. Dating the wrong person for too long. Wrong career. Substance abuse. Credit card debt. Not getting enough sleep. Excess, be that drinking, smoking, eating or just working too much. Thinking that a threesome or a baby will fix a bad relationship. Neglecting relationships. Failing to invest time and effort in maintaining relationships with family, friends, or partners, which can lead to loneliness and a lack of support. Failing to invest in yourself. Whether it be learning new skills, exercise, therapy, or simply experiencing new things. Using a credit card to buy things without the means to repay it without interest. Think you can do it later. Getting addicted to nicotine. It's utterly pointless, doesn't even get you high. Well, in the beginning you get a head rush for like 30 seconds to a minute, but it quickly stops being a thing as the tolerance increases. But it's a bitch to kick once you do get addicted. You just don't know how to be without it anymore. I remember my grandma making me promise to never start smoking. I promised, but I was in my mid-teens back then and smoking seemed cool. E-cigs/vapes were still like 10 years ahead. Well, it all started with me occasionally bumming a cigarette from the cool kids, eventually asking the older kids to buy me a pack, and I ended up a full-time smoker for almost 10 years. Like during the ages 16 to 26 I smoked. Nowadays I use nicotine pouches for harm reduction, but damn, it's a totally pointless addiction to have. I basically use it just to curb the craving. Doesn't make me feel good or alter my mind in any way, like weed or alcohol would. Having children with no means to support them. Getting into and staying in relationships that are bad for you. Also rebounding too quickly after a breakup or divorce. Why do so many people do this? It may sound negative, but I'm pretty sure the odds are high that rebound relationships and marriages aren't going to last long. Constant indecision will ultimately cause you to suffer. Having kids because you're afraid you might regret not having them. Picking an unsuitable person to have kids with. Repeating the crap you grew up with. Bad debt on dumb shit. Not taking care of teeth. Having children with essentially random people. Starting to smoke cigarettes. Having kids before you do some research, have the funds, and make a realistic, solid plan. Practicing with those babies from high school sounds silly, but if more men and women did it and tried to keep the thing fed and happy while living adult lives and not the ones they had in high school, this may change a lot of misconceived ideas about how child rearing actually goes. Sitting for too long, constantly, every day. Doing unprotected hookups. Marrying too soon. Spending stupid amounts of money on a wedding. Having kids while unemployed, too young, unprepared, unstable relationship. Or even worse, having kids as a sticking plaster for a failing relationship. Going to university only because you think you have to. For some people it is a good decision, but it is not for everyone, and there are other options. Losing contact with the people I cared about because I'll just message them tomorrow instead. Tomorrow never came and now the relationships are dead. Staying on a dead-end job. Not saving for the future. Having more kids than you can afford / having more kids than you can adequately provide the attention and quality time they need. Face tattoo. This is probably an unpopular opinion here on Reddit, but dropping out of college. It can work for some people, but mostly it doesn't. Lack of sleep, skipping meals. Having a child / children when they're not entirely sure whether or not they want children. To anyone who's reading this and currently in two minds, it's probably better to regret not having children than regret having them. I can't stress enough how important it is to be educated. Complete graduation. Learn some skills, analytical, arts, math, research, and anything that'll help you earn money. From my own experiences. Asterisk starting to smoke, specifically tobacco, but that also works with weed. Asterisk quitting sport / never exercising. Asterisk not going to bed early enough. I've fixed the first two now, didn't think sleeping enough would be the hardest of the three, haha. Having children when you can't afford it just because you want one. Getting pregnant to save / secure your relationship. Getting pregnant with someone you don't even know. If you want to have sex with strangers, more power to you, but use birth control. Make friends just because you don't have any. I don't mean the kind of friendship that is made when you are in elementary school, but when you are about 13 or 15 years old and stick to relations that aren't good for you. One can be lonely even among people. It's better to be alone than to be with bad company. If you find someone or some people who you think are like you can try befriend them, but if it is a necessity or you are forced to be friend with someone, don't rush on it. Doing anything because of FOMO. Having kids with someone who isn't responsible.